Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is the state expedited accusations calendar in the state of County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams, and today at this calendar, we will address matters for those individuals who've been recently arrested. Is courtroom two on the line? Let's see, courtroom two are the parties ready at courtroom two? I see you, Mr. McLean. Good afternoon. Mr. Shataya, have you had the opportunity to interview all of your clients at the jail?
Yes, Judge Williams, thank you for asking.
Thank you. Mr. McLean, I know you're muted, but have you had that same opportunity? Yes. Are there other defense attorneys who need to interview their clients? Okay, I'll wait for the reading of the rights until they arrive. Mr. McLean appears to be alone.
Your Honor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bridgewater.
Your reset date, if I may take this opportunity to tell you, is June the 5th.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I hope I remember when it's time to speak.
I'll help you out if you should.
Thank you. You always have my back.
Always know that.
All right, I see several parties coming into the court. All right, it appears we have parties at courtroom two. As I indicated, this is state expedited accusations calendar. I'm Judge Melanie Williams. At this calendar, we're going to address matters for those individuals recently arrested. The cases have already been formally accused and bound over to state court. All defendants, I'm going to apprise you of your rights. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of the case can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney at this hearing today. As you can see, I'm conducting this hearing by video. I'm not there in person with you. It's also being recorded and broadcast over the internet. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. When I ask if you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing, that is what I am referring to. Those who receive a signature bond will be reset further notice. Those who receive a surety or a cash bond will be reset to state all purpose on June the 5th, whereby aspects of the case, including contact and the bond, can be revisited. Who do we have first at courtroom two?
We have position. Have Ms. Shields.
Shield?
Shields, yes.
Okay, position 9. Ms. Shields, your case is 25 CR 002877B. You're charged with battery family violence in this case. Do you understand your rights?
I don't know what order they'll be called.
All right, Mr. Howard.
7 total. Got an open terrorist threats out of Clayton County. 2021 FTA.
93667.
Damn, who is that?
Can we please mute courtroom two for a second so I can hear the history? Go ahead, Mr. Howard.
2013 shoplifting NOLO, contributing to delinquency of a minor NOLO. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Harrison, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. This offense occurred on February 8th, 2025 at 117 Merrill Avenue Southwest. Police were dispatched to the location in response to a domestic dispute injury to a male victim. When police arrived on the scene, they were met by Miss Mercedes Strozier, who's the victim's mother. The victim in this case is Mr. William Strozier. She advised police that an altercation had occurred in front of the home and her son was being transported to Emory Hospital for treatment due to heavy bleeding from a laceration on his lip. Officers were able to speak with Mr. William Strozier on February 19th, and he advised them that he was hit in the face by the defendant. He showed officers a video of the incident, which shows the defendant striking Mr. Strozier as he's sitting in the seat of a car. The defendant is reaching inside and hitting him. He advised officers that he did not see what he was struck with, but it felt like something harder than a fist. And the state wants to note that Mr. Strozier did need stitches for that laceration to stop the bleeding. At the time, officers were informed that the couple shared a daughter together. We did speak to the victim today. He advised us that he and the defendant are no longer in a relationship. They do not live together. He stated that he was telling the defendant to not come back to his home, and that's how the argument started. But again, he stated he does not know what he was hit with. He did state that the defendant and her family tried to show up at his home, which is the incident location, while he was at the hospital trying to fight his mother. He did state he's not in fear of the defendant and is okay with no violent contact. The state's recommendation is $1,000 surety bond. We're asking for no further violent contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while the defendant is on bond. And we'd like to sound for Mr. Strozier today. I believe he's in court with us. That'll be all for the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Strozier, I see you. If you wish to make a statement very briefly, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. Please unmute. Do you swear or affirm are you driving, Mr. Strozier?
No, ma'am, I'm part.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Let me give you some instructions. I'm most concerned with whether you are afraid for your safety and if you wish to have contact with the defendant. If you disagree with the facts as stated by Ms. Harrison, that's not what's most important to me, as there will be other proceedings. So please proceed with those instructions in mind. What would you like to tell me?
What you say, ma'am?
I said, what would you like to tell me in light of those instructions? I'm most concerned about concerns you have for your safety.
Well, I don't have no safety issue, ma'am. I would like her to get a signature bond so she can get back home to her kids. She have 4 kids, you know. So
Okay.
I'm not fearing my safety at all, ma'am.
Do you wish to have contact with the defendant?
Yeah, we can have contact, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. McLeod, this is your case.
Yes, Your Honor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please proceed.
Yes, I'm asking the court for a signature bond for my client. She is the mother of 4 minor children. She tells me that she does DoorDash, but she doesn't really have a lot of income to post bonds. So we would appreciate a signature bond for her, Your Honor, conditioned on what the victim has also requested, no further violent contact, given the fact that they share a child. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, defendant's going to receive $1,000 surety bond. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from that incident location. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and she's being reset to all purpose on June the 5th. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Ms. Shields. That concludes your case at this time. Who do we have next?
Your Honor, that concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Take care, Ms. McLeod. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Same here, Your Honor.
Judge, we can go to Alpharetta next.
All right, who's at Alpharetta?
Mr. Scribbers is there.
Yes, he's right here.
Position 11, Judge.
Thank you. All right, sir. Has he heard his rights?
Mr. Scribbers, have you heard your rights?
Clicking on the live when you raise up the right.
Okay. Mr. Scribbers, your case is 25 CR 002867G. You're charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct and 1 count of simple battery with the offense date of November the 1st of 2024. You have an absolute right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And as you can see, I am conducting this hearing by video. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today, Mr. Scribbers? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Howard?
6, 2023 probation, trespass conviction. 2023 FTA. 2022 simple battery conviction.
Thank you. Mr. Nixon, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good
The state is
afternoon.
asking for $1,000 surety bond for count 1 of the disorderly conduct, $1,000 surety bond for count 2, the simple battery, and $500 surety bond count 3 of the disorderly. This occurred on Friday, November 1st, 2024. The officer responded to the corner of Deerfield Parkway and Morris Road, located in the city of Milton, in reference to a physical altercation. Mrs. Jamie O'Brien, a victim advised officer. She was jogging at the location when she observed the accused, and Lynn Lewis, the other victim, engaging in a physical altercation. Jamie at the time called 911, and then Jamie stated that the accused and Lynn stopped hitting each other, and then the accused became verbally belligerent towards her by yelling profanities like, "This is my expletive state and my expletive country," while walking towards her from a wooded area at the incident location. Now, Jamie stated she started moving away from the accused when another person, Mr. William Murtha, intervened. And Jamie said that she went across the road where William was, and the accused followed her, still screaming the profanities at her. Jamie said once she was near William put himself between her and the accused and told him to move away from her. And he was there only to protect Jamie. Once more, the accused yelled, "This is my expletive country. Don't have to go anywhere." That's what he stated. And at the time, Jamie said she and William moved away from the accused, and he walked across the street towards another address, the Deerfield Parkway address, 12600, I believe. An officer then spoke with William, who corroborated Jamie's statements. He said he was at the hotel when he heard the yelling. And then at one point, the defendant went back over to get into another physical altercation with Lynn Lewis, the other victim there. State is asking for no further contact with any of the victims here. Anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Right, I need a sound for each of those victims. It was Jamie O'Brien. What were the other names?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Jamie O'Brien, Lynn Lewis, and William Murtha.
All right, is Jamie O'Brien present and wish to make a statement? Is Lynn Lewis present, wishes to make a statement? Is William Murtha present, wishes to make a statement? Hearing none, Mr. McLean?
Mr. Scribbers has been to two different programs, one in Blue Ridge, Georgia, and another one in Decula, several months each to straighten things out. Since this incident, Your Honor, he's a high school graduate and went to additional scholastic endeavors in another country to study things. And also, Your Honor, at least 20 years he's been a carpenter, and he still has those carpentry job skills. He's been a contractor and has managed projects, getting back on his feet. He can't afford that which the state has proposed. We would ask the court to consider under these circumstances, looking at the date, his efforts. Your Honor, we'd ask the court to consider a signature bond. Thank you.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $1,500 good bond, $500 on each count, with the conditions to have no contact with any of the alleged victims and to have no alcohol, drugs, weapons as a condition. He will also be reset to all purpose on the 5th of June. Is there anything additional from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's a 1,500 SOB jail, Judge?
No, 1,500 surety. He's going to SAP. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Position 3, Ms. Green.
All right. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 002873Y. In this case, Mr. Green, you're charged with theft by shoplifting. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Mr. Howard.
7, on probation for criminal use of altered ID. 2020 FTA, 2018 disorderly conduct conviction, 2016 disorderly conduct conviction.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dunlap, is this your case?
Yes, it is, yeah.
All right, please proceed.
This incident date happened May 17, 2025 at Walmart, 4735 State Route 138 in Union City. Officers responded to a shoplifting call. They spoke with loss prevention, who stated the defendant was concealing merchandise inside of a Walmart bag. It was a bunch of food, clothing, and other items valued around $336. Given her history, the state is asking for a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. We're going to ask for a stay away from that Walmart in Union City, an anti-theft course if the court is inclined, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
All right, Mr. McLean.
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna send it through the jail. Defendant is gonna receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail with the conditions to stay away from Walmart, have no alcohol, drugs, weapons, and will be reset. Further notice. All right, best of luck to you. That concludes your case.
I got position 1, Judge, Mr. Davis.
Thank you. All right. Is position 1 coming? All right, there you are. All right, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 00287 D. You are charged with battery in this case. You understand your rights?
Who is
All
this?
right, thank you. Position 1, Jamil Davis.
11 total. Gotta open. Let me see. No, on probation for ag assault out of Douglas County. 2023 probation, 2023 terrorist threats. That was NOD. 2023, 2022 failure to appear. 2022 disorderly conduct conviction. 2020, 2021 failure to appear. And a 2019 obstruction conviction.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dunlap?
Thank you, Your Honor. It looks like I have an incident date of January 26, 2025 for this case, 225 Marietta Boulevard, Northwest in Atlanta. Officers responded to a dispute call. They spoke with the employee of the restaurant, and who was the victim, a Sebastian Phillips, who said he had been punched 2 times in the face by his coworker, the defendant. Defendant had been fired and left the location when police arrived. The victim stated he was carrying pans in the kitchen when he dropped the pans, and the defendant accused him of calling him the N-word, to which he said he didn't. He tried to walk away. Defendant punched him, causing bleeding to his lower lip and a cut to his lower lip. Given the history, the state is looking for a $4,000 surety bond in this case. Stay away from the 2250 Marietta Boulevard, Northwest. No further contact with Sebastian Phillips, 2 dang anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while on bond. We can sound for Mr. Phillips when appropriate.
All right, is Mr. Phillips present and wishes to make a statement? Hearing none, Mr. Shataya, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client would like to ask for the possibility of a signature bond. If that's not possible, then the lowest surety amount. Mr. Davis is 27 years old. He is essentially a local. He's lived in Atlanta for the past 11 to 12 years, and he did tell me that he has family living in the area with him. He's a high school graduate, and until recently, he was a cook for 1 year. And my understanding is currently he's not at work, so he would struggle to pay the $4,000 surety that the state is asking for. With all those considerations in mind, I ask this court to follow my recommendation.
All right, thank you. Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond with the condition to stay away from that location, have no contact with Mr. Phillips, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and will be reset to all purpose on the 5th of June, whereby the case can be revisited. Is there anything additional? All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Davis. That concludes your case. What do we have next?
I got position 5, Mr. Hayes.
All right, Mr. Hayes, your case is 25 CR 00287 G. In this case, you're charged with battery family violence. You understand, right?
Yes.
All right, I have this as his very first arrest, so we will go to Ms. Harrison.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on April 16, 2025. Officers made contact with Mrs. Hayes, who stated that her and her husband, the defendant, were in their grandchildren's room. They had an argument about corporal punishment regarding their 6-year-old grandson. And then they went back and forth, flipping the light switch on and off. And then Mr. Hayes pushed Mrs. Hayes, and she fell into a chest of drawers and hit her head, leaving a lump on her forehead. We did speak to Mrs. Hayes today. She stated that her and the defendant are married. They do live together at the incident location. They have an adult child and 2 grandchildren that reside with them at the residence. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She did state that she did go to doctors to get the lump checked out, and that's how police were contacted. She stated that this is not the first time the defendant has been violent towards her, but it's the first time the police have been involved. And she did inform us about an incident earlier this year involving the grandchild where the defendant grabbed her wrist and began to twist it. She believes that the defendant needs some counseling, and she is not in fear of him and is okay with him returning back to the residence. The state's recommendation is a $1,000 surety bond. We're asking for the court to impose a family violence intervention program for the defendant. We're asking for no further violent contact with Mrs. Hayes, no alcohol, drugs, or firearms while out on bond, and we'll sound for Miss Thelma Hayes as she's joined us here in court today. And that'll be all.
Miss Hayes, I see you. If you wish to make a statement, please raise your right hand and unmute the screen. We can't hear you. You're still muted. You have to press the little microphone button.
I see.
There
Okay.
you
How
are.
about now?
Yes, ma'am. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. What would you like to tell me?
I I'm in agreement with what the young lady said. I think the counseling would be in order.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you coming to court making that statement. Mr. Shataya, do you object to an FLB through pretrial at level 1 with a 1-day anger course
No
and no
objection.
further violent contact with the victim?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond at level 1 through pretrial services. He's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and his case will be reset for the notice. Best of luck to all parties concerned. The matter is now closed. What do we have next?
Your Honor, before we go any further, I need to make one correction in reference to the SAP date. Instead of June the 5th, it's going to be June the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I made
that's
that
okay.
mistake. Okay.
That's okay. I thought it was mine.
No.
Okay, so all those who received the surety bond, the news is better. Your case will be reset earlier. That's the good news. All right, thank you. But that doesn't affect Mr. Hayes's case as he is reset for the notice. All right, who do we have next?
Position 6, Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 002875E. You're charged with a window tint violation and 2 counts of obstruction. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
Second, 2021 possession of marijuana, not prosecuted. Play a NOLO to the drug-related objects.
Okay. Ms. Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on May 20th, 2025. Officers conducted a traffic stop on a 2023 black Hyundai Sonata due to the vehicle having a suspected window tint violation. Once officers activated their lights and sirens and pulled the driver over, they approached the vehicle from behind and asked the driver to roll down his back window for safety because they could not see in the car. And that's when the defendant became defensive and informed officers that he was not going to roll his window down and demanded to know why he was being stopped. Officers informed him the reason behind the stop was his tinted windows and asked him again to roll the window down, and the defendant refused. Officers called for backup, approached the driver's side door, and asked the defendant to exit the vehicle. The defendant refused to exit the vehicle, and officers actually had to reach into his car, unbuckle his seatbelt, and place a handcuff on him to escort him out of the vehicle. The defendant kept tensing his arms in a manner to make it difficult for officers to subdue him. In light of the defendant's criminal history, the state's recommendation is a signature bond for the tint violation and $500 sureties for both of the obstruction charges, and we're asking for no alcohol, drugs, or firearms while the defendant is out on bond, and that'll be all for the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Shataya, do you object to a signature bond on all charges through pretrial?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1, 1,000 on each count. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, weapons, and will be reset for the notice. Is there anything additional? All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Jackson. That concludes your case.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
I have position number 4, Ms. Harris.
Has Ms. Harris heard her rights?
No, can you please let her know her rights? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Harris, your case is 25 CR 00287 In this case, you are charged with battery family violence with the offense date of May the 18th. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. As you can see, I am conducting this hearing by video. I'm not in person with you. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing? Is that a yes, Ms. Harris?
All right, she got 9 total. Open trespass out of Clayton County. That was this year. 2021 battery DV conviction. 2020 financial transaction card theft. 2020 suspended license fleeing and officer conviction. 2020 probation. And a 2019 sale of marijuana. Conditional discharge.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dunlap?
Thank you, Your Honor. Incident location 4712 Flat Shoals Road, apartment 3302, Union City. Officers were dispatched to, I'm so sorry. This is Rakina Harris, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Just making sure. Officers were dispatched to this apartment and made contact with the victim, Coretta Johnson. She stated her and the defendant got into a verbal dispute and it became physical. And she stated this isn't the first time. She stated the defendant used her car earlier, and when she returned it, it had damage to it. She tried to question the defendant about the damage and she became irate. The argument turned physical. She said the defendant had been drinking. The victim ended up with bruising, lacerations to the face, lacerations to the right palm and upper arm. The state is looking for a $2,000 surety bond in this case. No further contact with the victim, Coretta Johnson. Stay away from the 4712 Flat Shoals Road, apartment 3302. 1 day anger awareness and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
I'm sorry, and the name was Coretta
Johnson.
Johnson. Is Ms. Johnson on the Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? Hearing none, Mr. McLean?
I see Ms. Johnson's on, but, thank
Oh,
you.
Ms. Johnson, I do see you. You're correct. Do you wish to make a statement? You're not required to. If you wish to make a statement, Ms. Johnson, this is where I'm sounding for you.
I would wish to make a statement, but my video is not working at the moment, so I don't know if I am able to
You
make a
you
statement.
you would have to turn your video on.
Yeah, I'm currently at work and it's not connecting. So
Okay. Well, what we'll do is there's a victim witness advocate online. If you would just please give her some information. Thank you.
I
Right.
can read her statement. I just realized she gave a statement to the victim advocate.
Okay, very briefly.
Okay, she said that they were friends. She had been living with her. The defendant had been living with the victim for 2 weeks. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She stated they were both intoxicated and fighting each other, confirmed her injuries. She never wanted to press charges. She only wanted the defendant to get her stuff and leave. She's not in fear of the defendant and is okay with no violent contact. That's what she told her.
Thank you, Ms. Dunlop. Mr. McLean? You're muted.
Thank you. Your Honor, Ms. Harris is 24, been in Georgia all her life. Her jobs include physical plant work at Spelman College, and also she's been a package handler, and she has worked various staff, building staff, people ready type, temporary staff agencies to find work. So she's quite industrious. She has a stable family environment as far as got oodles and oodles of family right here in Atlanta. So she's got sisters, mom, everybody. They'll keep her on the straight and narrow path as far as making sure that she makes court on time. She won't be late. I would note that there was no counsel signing the other thing which was mentioned in the arrest record. I had looked at that, and we would ask the court to consider a signature bond.
All right. The defendant is going to receive $1,000 surety bond. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from that location. Have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. And because it's a surety bond, she's going to all purpose on June the 3rd, whereby aspects of the case can be revisited.
Judge, what was that?
1,000 surety. All right, best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
We have Mr. Lockett, position 7.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Lockett. Your case is 25 CR 002868Y. You're charged with obstruction and possession of marijuana. Do you understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
7 total 2024 terrorist threats, disorderly conduct, trespass, possession of marijuana. It's 24 CR 005-296F. Open. 2023 possession of marijuana. 2021 sale of marijuana dismissed. I saw a 2019 robbery. I think it was out of East Point.
Still, disposition on the robbery?
No.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Harrison, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on May 20th, 2025. Officers observed the defendant spitting on the sidewalk, which is a violation of Atlanta City Code 106-131. They went to approach the defendant and he took flight, initiating a foot chase. They caught him a couple blocks away and concluding a search incident to arrest, discovered a small bag of marijuana in his pocket. The amount was equivalent to personal use. The state's recommendation is $1,000 surety bond. We're asking for no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while the defendant is out on bond. And that'll be all for the state, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Shataya, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client would like to ask this court for a signature bond, otherwise the lowest surety amount possible. Mr. Lockett is 21 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Atlanta. He has a GED, and for the past year, he's been working as a waiter at a bar or restaurant in East Point. I also asked his grandmother to be here, Miss Lockett. If she is here, then I'd like to ask the court to give her an opportunity to speak if she wants to. Otherwise, I ask the court to follow my recommendation.
All right, I'm not going to necessarily hear from his grandmother. If you know me, I only hear from victims because this is just a bond hearing. Okay, so defendant is going to receive $1,010 split bond. It's $1,000 signature bond through the jail on the possession and $10 cash bond on the obstruction. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional? All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Lockett. That concludes your case at this time. Who do we have next?
I got position 8, Mr. Matthews.
All right, Mr. Matthews, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 002876E. You're charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct, 1 count of battery, and 1 count of reckless conduct. Do you understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
32. 2024 ag assault dismissed. 2024 failure to appear. 2024 trespass conviction.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on May 20th, 2025. The incident location is 2452 Morris Grove Way. Officers were dispatched to the location for a report of a fight involving a metal pole. They were given a description of a male wearing a blue shirt and blue pants. When they arrived, they observed this individual sitting near a tree, and he matched the description physically. There was also security on the scene when officers arrived, and the security stated that the defendant was standing on a shipping container with a metal pole, yelling at people nearby. He threw the metal pole in the direction of the crowd and then jumped from the container. And then at that point, he approached another male, which is the victim in this case, Mr. Jonathan Baz, and threw the pole, and the two began where he threw the pole at, and they began actually fighting. Officers observed a scratch on the right side of the defendant's face and scrapes and scratches to Mr. Jonathan Baz. Officers also were able to view footage of the accident, which corroborated security's story. We were not able to get in contact with the victim today, but in light of the defendant's criminal history and the state's concerns for the defendant's possible residential challenges, the state's recommendation is a $3,000 surety. That's $1,000 for each count. No alcohol, drugs, or firearms. We'd like him to stay away from the incident location, which is 2452 Morris Grove Way. And we'd like for him to be visited by a social worker if it's at all possible, Your Honor, to do just an assessment on his residential services and probably a BHET. And that'd be all for the state.
I'm standing for Mr. Bass at this time. All right, Mr. Shataya, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Mathis is 59 years old, going on 60. He has lived in the Atlanta area for almost 40 years now. Got through school as far as the 11th grade, and he tells me that for the past 4 months, he's been working on cleaning parking lots, so that's been his job. He did tell me that he wanted a social worker visit, and I just reached out to our social workers to see if either of them could visit him. Given those considerations, Your Honor, my client would not be able to pay the surety amount the state's asking for. Therefore, we would like to ask for a signature bond. Otherwise, the lowest surety amount that's reasonable.
Great, thank you. Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 surety, 500 count 1, 1,000 count 2, 500 count 3. He's have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. Have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and he's going to all purpose on the 3rd. Is there anything additional? All right, Mr. Mathis, best of luck to you. Who do we have next? Not pleased with that result, I see.
I got position 10. Mr. Chauffeur.
Okay. All right, Mrs. Shuffler, your case is 25 CR 0028878A. You're charged with 2 counts of battery family violence and 1 count of simple battery family violence. You understand your rights? I assume that's a yes, Mr. Howard.
Second arrest. No, I'm sorry, third. 2025 suspended license. 2018 suspended license dismissed.
All right, thank you. Mr. Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor. Real quick, this case has actually been accepted by the district attorney's office as a felony upgrade to ag assault. And email was sent over to you with the order. It's just currently waiting on your signature. He was booked in on May 20th. So if he's apprised of his charges today, there will be no Riverside issue as long as he gets a bond in felony court before 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, when was that email sent to me? Let me see. Okay, and it has it has a number, already been assigned a number as part of that acceptance?
I think it has a CR number from our accusation, but
it hasn't been assigned a PI number or a DA number yet, but that's in process.
Okay, so apparently, Mr. Shuffler, your case has been accepted by felony court. You'll be at felony first appearance at some point tomorrow. Okay? Best of luck to you, sir. I believe the case is already out of my hands.
If it's possible to hear this on bond today, that would be preferable, but
I think our policy is if it's already been accepted. And you said there's no number, Miss Allen?
Not yet, Your Honor. They can't assign a number until you sign the transfer.
Until I transfer it. Oh, well, if it's not yet transferred.
Well, technically, Your Honor, it's been accepted. It's been reviewed. It is a felony. It's been upgraded, but it can't go and get a number from the clerk until your signature is on there. The DA's office has signed off, and that's what's in your mailbox.
Understood.
We would ask to have it reset if that's the issue.
I know that's what you want, but I'm thinking about it.
The victim is here if you'd like to hear from her, and we're prepared to put the facts on the record, since that would be appropriate if we're going to have bond considered.
Of course it would. I'm just thinking if it's technically still here, I'm going to set a bond today, but I will set it based upon the fact that it has been accepted by felony. Okay, Ms. Allen? The state can note their objections and I'll hear from the victim. Okay?
Please note our objection. Thank you.
All right.
At this point, it's out of this court's jurisdiction.
Well, technically, yes and no. All right. Mr. Nixon, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's going to ask for a $2,000 surety bond for count 1, battery family violence, $2,500 surety bond for count 2, battery family violence, and another $2,500 surety bond for count 3, simple battery. On May 20th, 2025, the defendant engaged in a verbal dispute with Nicole Leroy, the victim. She should be on Zoom as well. That escalated into a physical altercation over the rent money. The argument began with the defendant demanded the return of $1,600 he paid for rent. The victim responded that she would only refund the money once she had safely left the residence. The response angered the defendant, who began screaming repeatedly, "Give me my money back." The victim then challenged him to hit her, prompting the accused to push her down in both hands, causing both of them to fall to the ground. The victim tried to escape, but the defendant would not let her leave. He grabbed her head and slammed it against the wall several times, resulting in large red and purple bruises on her face and head. And additionally, the accused placed his hands around her neck and began to strangle her, nearly causing her to lose consciousness. The victim suffered severe bruising to her face, head, neck, and arms. I believe they've lived together, or boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, for like 6 years and had lived together on and off. Our office did speak with the victim, who confirmed the events in the warrant. Stated that the defendant pushed her onto the bed, placed both hands around her neck, and began squeezing as hard as he could. I believe he put his whole body weight on her neck. She felt like her windpipe was crushed. He stated to her, "I will do this all day," and threatening to kill her. The victim stated that the defendant stopped strangling her when he saw her lose consciousness, and then he slapped her in the face to wake her up. She detailed how the defendant hit her so hard that she is having difficulty hearing in both of her ears. Again, the victim should be on Zoom. This state is going to ask for absolutely no further contact with the victim and stay away from the incident location, anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. One additional fact to note, Your Honor, the victim stated that she's in fear of the defendant and does not want contact, and she is in the process of moving out the residence and will need until Sunday, May 25th to get all her belongings.
Okay, Ms. Leroy, if you wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. Again, I'm Sandra from Ms. Leroy.
Can you
I
hear
need you
me?
to turn, I can hear you. I need you to turn your camera on, please. Okay, ma'am, if you want to make that statement, I need you to turn the camera on and unmute quickly.
Okay, I cannot figure out how to turn my camera on. I just received a link requesting it and it disappeared. If that could be sent again, because I would like my face to be seen.
You have to have your face be seen to make that statement. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
I just want you to see what this man did to me after 6 years of being with him on and off over some money. I understand that it was not correct for me to take it from him, but he verbally, I don't have any proof of this except for from his mouth. He verbally agreed that he understood why I hid the money from him. He understood and that it was okay. And honestly, I don't blame you, were his exact words. I'm pressing charges. I'm glad it's been upgraded to a felony because I don't ever want this to happen to anybody again. I have been in very, very many abusive relationships. And even in those relationships, I never raised my hand to a man, even in self-defense. There have been times where he and I have argued and he has begged me to beat him and hurt him because he wants that. And to the first point of him saying, he said something like I enticed him. That's what the cop said. I started telling him to hit me after he had already been hitting me. And I said, this is what you've been wanting to do it, because he was already doing it. So I don't consider that enticement if he was already in the process of swinging me around the room by my braids. I wish I could show you the back of my scalp right now. I'm missing 2 of them because he ripped them from my scalp.
I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement. All right. Mr. McLean, please proceed.
Mr. Schufort is 27 years old. I note that the area codes on both his phone number and his emergency contact phone number are local Atlanta numbers. So I believe he has plenty of local contacts. He is a general contractor, self-employed as a carpenter. He has had 3 years of college, working towards a BA degree. We would ask the court under these circumstances to consider the lowest possible surety bond. If a signature bond is not in the offing, And we would suggest a range of about $2,000 surety bond. Thank you.
And Your Honor, if I might be heard.
Very briefly, Ms. Allen.
Sure. The red flags in this case that make it particularly heinous are that the documents submitted by police state that not only was this victim seen to have severe bruising to her face, neck, and arms, but specifically, the victim told the defendant she wouldn't give his money back to him from the rent because she wanted to wait until she was safely allowed to leave the residence. It also details that she was prevented from leaving the residence in addition to being assaulted and strangled. The narrative reports specifically that he placed his hands around her neck and began to strangle her. In addition, he made admissions that are documented in the police report stating he began to crash out and began to start punching the victim himself. That's what he told the police. There was also audio recorded where he is screaming at the victim, "You brought this out of me." This is a danger to this young woman, as well as, I would argue, the defendant at this point. This is now a felony, and we'd ask for a felony bond. We'd be asking for $10,000 on each of the batteries, which are really felonies, and 5 on the
You're taking Mr. Nixon's recommendations back?
I sure am. I'm the supervisor. I did the transfer. That's why I chimed in. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Defendant is going to receive a surety bond as follows: 3,000 on count 1, 3,000 on count 2, and 2,000 on count 3 for a total of, what is that, 11,000? No, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at math. 8,000.
And please let the record reflect that that is over the state's objection. Thank you.
Ms. Allen, I believe we've made it clear you don't like anything I'm doing today, but we're going to keep it moving. He's to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim. He is not to contact her via social media, phone, through a third party. If he sees her, he should turn around and walk in the absolute other direction. He is to he's to stay away from that location. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and his case is being transferred. All right, best of luck to all parties concerned. This matter is now closed. Who do we have next?
Position 13, Mr. Watson.
Mr. Watson, your case is 25 CR 002872G. In this case, you're charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
7 adult arrests. 2024 trespass obstruction conviction. 2022 bail jumping. 2021 theft by conversion first offender.
All right, thank you. Whose case is this for the state? No one from the state would like this case?
What was the case again?
Number 13. Mr. Watson.
Oh, that's my case. Yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed.
State is going to request a $500 surety bond for each count of criminal trespass. On May 20th, 2025, Sergeant was informed by leasing staff about a suspicious person inside of a vacant unit 15-E, which is located at 3100 Godby Road. That's the Manchester Ridge Apartments. While inside of the vacant unit, the sergeant observed damage to the apartment. And the sergeant, he did not locate any person during the first search, the initial search. And then he subsequently locked the apartment with the maintenance staff there. Later that day, the sergeant was informed again by leasing staff that the maintenance staff observed a male subject, the defendant, sleeping inside of the vacant unit there. The defendant told the sergeant that he has been coming in and out of that particular unit for 3 weeks. And while on the scene, he observed damages to the unit, the bottom level window. The window was actually shattered. Mr. Watson, the defendant, admitted to being homeless and that he normally comes to Unit 15E off and on a regular basis and has been entered the actually various apartment complexes. The state is going to request a social worker to address housing needs, to stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons were out on bond.
All right, thank you, Mr. McLean.
Our social worker is here, so we can do an interview right here if necessary. But let's see. He's 33 years old, Your Honor, has a Center West Parkway, Augusta address, but he's been in Georgia for 10 years. It's not local metro, but he is a Georgian. And he's got a BA in business administration. He's worked in various restaurants. With that mailing address that he uses out there in Augusta, he actually stays here in Atlanta, Your Honor, on Old National Parkway. And so he does have a stable place to stay. He's not out on the street, but he feels like his best mailing address is that your parent, his parent in Augusta. We would ask the court to consider a signature bond. Thank you.
All right, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 surety bonds, 500 on each count. Keep to stay away from that location, have absolutely no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Is there anything additional from the state of defense?
No, thank you.
No, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Watson. And the only position I believe we have is position 2, unless there is an announcement. Oh, we also have 12.
We go to position 2, Judge, Mr. Floyd. It's a waiver.
2 is a waiver. Is 12 a waiver too?
Those are both waivers.
All right, position 2 is 25 CR 002871C, in which Mr. Myron Flood is charged with battery family violence. Mr. Howard, can I have that history?
30. 2014 DUR. As far as violence, I saw it. 92 inflict corporal injury on spouse or cohabitant conviction, and the 81 voluntary manslaughter conviction.
Oh, okay. Ms. Dunlap?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have incident location is 7780 Waterface Drive, Fairborn. Officers were dispatched for a domestic dispute. Officer spoke to the victim, a Miss Lavera Trosclair Flood. She stated that defendant, her husband, came home and began to argue with her about her cell phone. He approached her while she was in bed, tried to snatch the cell phone from her hand. While they were struggling over the phone, he got on top of her. As she tried to roll over, he bit her. There was a bite mark on the victim, as well as bruises and small lacerations. The defendant claims the victim kicked him in the back to prevent him from laying down. Then bit him, so he bit her back. Our office did have a chance to speak to the victim. She stated that they are married. They've been living together for 2 weeks, and that the defendant has been living in California. He does have 20 cycles out of California, by the way. They share adult children. Victim confirmed the events in the warrant. She stated that this is not the first time defendant has been violent towards her, not the first time the police have been called. She stated the defendant needs anger management classes. The defendant would leave the scene before the police would call. She said that she has filed for a TPO. I do have that TPO number, 25 CV 006809. And the defendant has already been served with it. She stated that she wants absolutely nothing to do with the defendant. She wants no contact, wants him to stay away from the residence. He'll need a one-time law enforcement escort to retrieve his belongings, and she is on Zoom. Given that the state is looking for a $3,000 surety bond in this case, we're going to ask for no further contact with Ms. Flood. We're going to ask for a stay away from that home address. We're going to ask for 1-day anger awareness and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And if we can sound for Ms. Flood when appropriate, thank you.
All right, Ms. Flood, if you wish to make a statement, please raise your hand and unmute. Please unmute. There, okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Again, I'm most concerned with concerns you have for your safety and whether you wish to have contact with the defendant. There will be other hearings if you disagree with the facts as listed by the state. What do you wish to tell me at this time?
I wanted to say that Myron has been for a long time physically, verbally, and emotionally abusive. This last time was not the first time, but this last time he was out at a bar, and I'm fine with that. And he came in and started, because we had been having a conversation about getting a divorce. We are not legally divorced. He doesn't live in Georgia. He lives in California. But he's been here for 3 weeks. And when he came home, he started with I'm not gonna get any peace. I'm not gonna get any sleep. And he went downstairs. He came back in and he said that again. Then he went back downstairs. He took all the lug nuts off of my car, and I could hear him because my bedroom's over the garage. He came back upstairs, and when I realized the shorts I had on, my pocket was kind of loose, I kind of put my hand near my pocket, and I had my phone, and he was like, "Give me that goddamn phone." And so then we fell over on the bed because I was sitting on the bed. So we fell over on the bed. First, he came to me aggressively,
Okay,
talking.
Miss Flood, I don't mean to interrupt you.
I'm sorry.
What
I just want to tell
happened
you how
is,
he bit me. I just want
all
to
right,
say how he bit me.
what is most important to me is concerns that you have for your safety. Are you afraid of him, and do you wish to have contact with him?
I am afraid of him, and I don't want to have any contact with him. I did get a protective order, so I do have that in place, and we go to court on the 28th.
Okay. All right, Miss Flood, I do appreciate you coming to court and making that statement for me, okay?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Thank you. I appreciate the statement. There will be other hearings and proceedings. He's entitled to a bond today. Mrs. Shataya, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Flood is 63 years old. He told me that he's been living in Atlanta on and off for the past 17 years and that he does have family in the area. He went to college for 1 year studying economics. And in terms of his career, he worked at the U.S. Postal Service for about 28 years as a mail handler. He's currently on SSI disability. He has kidney failure. And the longer he stays in jail, the greater the risk that those SSI disability benefits are cut off. So the reason for his waiver, he told me that he needed to see a doctor or a nurse and that he didn't get dialysis today for his treatments. Given the situation, Your Honor, I'd like to ask the court to consider a signature bond, otherwise the lowest surety amount possible. Right, that's all I have.
All right, defendant's going to receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to have absolutely no contact whatsoever with Ms. Flood and must abide by that TPO. He's to stay away from wherever she resides. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And because he's receiving a surety bond, he is reset to all purpose on the 3rd. All right, best of luck to all parties concerned, including you, Ms. Flood. There'll be additional hearings and opportunities for you to flesh out the story about what happened, okay? Take care.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take waive case position 1225 CR 002869B, in which defendants charged with simple battery, obstruction, and disorderly conduct. Mr. Howard?
No. 18 total. We got an interference with government property, aggressive driving. 23 SC 1911071. Got a case for obstruction. Well, that's probation. 2024 FTA, 2023 assault battery dismissed. 2021 trespass, felony obstruction, simple battery conviction. 2020 ag assault, terrorist threats, hit and run, arrest.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's going to ask for a $1,500 surety bond for the simple battery, $500 surety bond for the willful obstruction, and $500 surety bond for the disorderly. On May 19th, 2025, the defendant caused physical harm to Herschel Gunn. First name is Hersel Gunn, Gunn, by intentionally striking his arm with a hotel luggage cart as he was performing his work duties by clearing the smoke in her hotel room. He was witnessed by another firefighter, Mr. Richard Legata, who advised that Mr. Gunn was repeatedly struck with the luggage cart on his arm by the defendant, Ms. Walton, who was actively trying to deter him from clearing the smoke in the room. When the officers arrested her, she began kicking at several objects, such as the elevator, patrol vehicle, and she refused at times to willfully walk to the patrol vehicle when placed into custody. State is going to ask for anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. All right, and I'm sorry, is Mr. Herschel, Herschel Gunn present? All right, hearing none, Mr. McLean?
I heard the state's conditions on the recommendations. What was the amount that you recommended?
1,500 surety, I believe on count one. I'm sorry, what was it, Mr. Nixon?
Sure, it's $1,500 surety bond for count one, $500 surety for the obstruction, $500 surety for the disorderly.
Understood. Thank you. Your Honor, Ms. Walton is waiving her presence for the hearing. The Cheshire Bridge address that's in the 3-card or the Odyssey system is her sister, so she's got a stable place to stay. She's a nursing assistant and has been a nursing assistant for quite some time. She's 40 years old. So with the stable employment and with the stable mailing address and residence, we would ask the court. Oh, by the way, she does have some college that she was studying before getting her certification to be a nursing assistant. We would ask the court to consider a signature bond. Thank you.
All right. Defendant's going to receive a $1,500 surety bond, 500 on each count. She's to have no contact with Mr. Gunn, stay away from wherever he resides, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. And I'm sorry, did the state request stay away from the incident location?
Yes, we'll request that.
All right, and a stay away from that incident location.
She also needs a social worker visit.
Okay.
And I know an open felony case in judicial hold as well.
Okay. We're going to ask that a social worker visit, and we'll reset her to all purpose on the 3rd. That case is concluded, as is the entire SCA calendar. If Ms. Bridgewater, would you please review it for me?
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, the SAP reset date is June the 3rd. June the 3rd. Okay, position number 1 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. Position 2, going to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 3 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. Position 4, SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond.
That was no further violent?
That is going to be no further violent contact. That is correct.
I need the contact for number 5 too when you go over it.
Okay, position number 5 is reset further notice with a $4,000 SOB through pretrial, again with no further violent contact.
Thank you.
Position 6 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 7 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,010 split bond. Position 8, SAP calendar with a total $2,000 good bond. Position 9, SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 10, SAP calendar with a total $8,000 good bond. 11, SAP calendar with a total $1,500 good bond. 12, SAP calendar with a total $1,500 good bond. And position 13, also going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Just briefly, the split bond on number 7, that $1,000 portion, is it a SOB through the jail?
Yes, SOP through the jail, and a $10 cash bond.
Oh, I got that part.
Okay, all right.
All right, hearing no others, we will be in recess until tomorrow's FCA calendar. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.
You as well, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.